Hey there, my name's David, this is the Restyle File. I resell on Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and eBay, and I also consign on the RealReal. And today I have a What Sold video to cover my sales from June the 25th through today, Saturday, July the 1st. My goal with this video is to clue you in on items that are currently selling, that way you know what you should be sourcing at the thrift store in order to resell on these various platforms for a profit. If you haven't done so, please make sure to like, share, comment on this video, and of course also subscribe and hit the bell icon, that way you're notified every time I upload a video. And I want to make a very special shout out to the 500 people who have already done this. My channel has finally reached 500 subscribers and I am absolutely dumbfounded. I really appreciate you all being here, and I hope to continue delivering quality reselling content. Thank you so much. Let's get started, shall we? On Sunday the 25th, I had 3 Poshmark sales. The first Poshmark sale was a Nation Ltd. Gwen Smocked midi dress size extra small. It sold for $60, which was my full asking price. And after Poshmark's fees, I received $48. I paid $8 for this at a Texas thrift store, so my total profit on this dress was $40. The next time this sold on Poshmark was a Marc by Marc Jacobs Y2K cropped pink swing jacket, and it was in a size 2. It sold for $20. That was an offer from a liker. And after Poshmark's fees, I received $16. I paid $7 for this jacket at Goodwill, so my total profit was $9. Marc by Marc Jacobs is extremely hit and miss, and this is a great example of a miss. I bought it thinking it was going to be a hit, and it sure was not. But the buyer did comment on their feedback from this one that they never wear pink and that they made an exception for this jacket, so I'm glad they liked it at least. The next item to sell on Poshmark was a vintage Paradise Found Hawaiian tie front dress. It sold for $20. That was an offer sent by a liker. After Poshmark's fees, I received $16. And I paid $8 for this dress at Goodwill, so my total profit was $8. I'm used to selling Hawaiian dresses that are made in Hawaii for a higher price point, but this dress definitely had some things working against it. First of all, it's a mini dress, so usually you want to aim for longer dresses if you want to charge at a higher price point. And in addition to that, it also did not have a size on it. So I had to list measurements, but that's usually going to limit the amount of people who are going to want to click on your listing. Next day was Monday the 26th. I had 1 Poshmark sale and 2 eBay sales. The Poshmark sale was actually a bundle of 3 items. So it was a 35 Kent knit polo, an authentic workwear chambray shirt, and a YMLA knit 90s Y2K polo. This bundle sold for $50. That was actually an offer that I sent to the liker after I noticed that he liked 3 items in my closet, so I sent him an offer for $50 with free shipping. So after Poshmark's fees, I received $37.02. I actually didn't pay much for these items. I paid $8 for all 3. So my total profit on that sale was $29.02. I cannot stress the importance of striking while the iron is hot. If you notice that a particular person likes multiple items in your closet, make sure that you send them a bundle and take some sort of discount on it. That way it makes it a little bit more enticing to the buyer. I especially recommend doing reduced or free shipping, and it's worked pretty successfully for me in the past. And all 3 of these items were very old stock, so I was ecstatic for the opportunity to get rid of them. The next 2 sales were on eBay, and the first one was a gray-violet Italian silk green palazzo pull-on pants size large. They sold for $40. After eBay's fees, I received $33.30. I paid about $3 for these at the Salvation Army on a half-off day, so my total profit was $30.30. Never heard of this brand before and was not able to find anything about it online, but I was thankfully able to pull off a pretty decent price on these just because they were 100% silk and actually pretty cool. The next sale on eBay was a Lulu's Molinetto burgundy lace ruffle tiered maxi dress in a size 1X. It sold for $45. That was an offer from the eBay watcher. After eBay's fees, I received $37.14. I paid $8 for that dress at Goodwill, so my total profit was $29.14. I'd actually just picked this up a few days before, and I was very pleased to see it sell so quickly. It is a great time right now in the summer to be picking up maxi dresses, especially if it looks like something that someone could wear to a wedding, just because it's that season. And I actually sold this exact same dress in a different color before as well, so if I ever see this particular style, the Molinetto, I will definitely pick it up. Lulu's I typically don't buy a lot of, just because I've heard horror stories about it, but I thought that this dress was nice enough. The next day of sales was Tuesday the 27th. I had 3 Poshmark sales and 1 eBay sale. The first Poshmark sale was a Vibram 5-finger Mary Jane sprint shoes size 8.5 to 9. They sold for $40. That was an offer from a liker, so after Poshmark's fees I received $32. I paid about $5 for these shoes at a Texas thrift store. They were actually half off of their ticketed price of $10, so my total profit on those was $27. If you are not familiar with 5-finger shoes, you absolutely need to be, and you should very often be picking them up at thrift stores. They have a very high sell-through rate on eBay, pretty consistently over 100%. And I actually found 3 pairs fairly recently, and they've all sold very quickly. You will see another sale this week of another pair of Vibram shoes. A good keyword for those as well is to have barefoot in your title, just because people relate wearing these to walking barefoot. The next item to sell on Poshmark was actually a bundle. So it was an Anthropologie Saturday Sunday twist wrap sweater and also a Princess Kaiulani Hawaiian maxi dress in a size 12. The bundle sold for $68. After Poshmark's fees, I received $54.40. I paid $6.50 for both items, so my total profit was $47.90. This was another situation where a buyer liked multiple items in my closet. However, this buyer had actually previously purchased the sweater and then sent me an offer for the Hawaiian dress that I countered, and they said I really can't do that much more just because I am going to have it tailored. And I said, well, if you'd like, I can cancel the other purchase and I can bundle them together, and that way I can get a little bit more on this dress, and also you can save the shipping cost of one item because I can just ship them together. And of course they accepted that, and so I got a little bit more money and the buyer's happy. Everyone wins. The next item to sell on Poshmark was a Southern Gents salmon red 100% linen blazer size 44 regular, and it was new with tags. It sold for $106, which was an offer sent to me by a liker. After Poshmark's fees, I received $84.80. I paid about $10 for this at Goodwill, so my total profit was $74.80. On the subject of summer weddings, something that men are very often looking for is pants, shirts, and jackets that are linen or linen blends or silk blends. So this jacket, when I saw that it was 100% linen and also that it was fairly nice and that it was double-breasted, I thought it was a pretty safe bet, and it paid off. And the last sale for Tuesday was on eBay, and it was another linen blazer. However, this one was just H&M. It was 100% linen in a size 44 regular as well. Just noticed that right now. And it was a slim fit. And it sold for $25, which was an offer sent from a watcher. And after eBay's fees, I received $20.29. I paid $1 for this because I purchased it in a bodega where you pay by the pound, and it weighed next to nothing since it's linen. So my total profit on that jacket was $19.29. It's funny because I had this listing listed for a few months, and I thought, summer's already here, why has this not sold yet? And I finally whipped out my male mannequin and slapped the blazer on him with a nice shirt and a nice tie, and it sold the very next day after I had updated the photos. So I think the Photos may have helped to finally push it over into desirable territory versus just having it on a hanger. Next day was Wednesday the 28th. I had one Poshmark sale, one Mercari sale, and one eBay sale. The Poshmark sale was a Lily Pulitzer Callahan floral pink green shorts size 8. They sold for $20. That was actually an offer sent to a liker by FLYP. FLYP is a free Google Chrome extension application that you can download and use in order to automate processes on your closet, such as sharing. And a really great one is sending automatic offers to likers after they've liked a certain item. I have mine set to send an offer for 10% with reduced shipping after 5 minutes from when a person liked an item, and sometimes it can really help seal the deal. I really recommend that you utilize it. If you are interested in learning more, there is a link in the description below. After Poshmark's fees, I received $13.98. I paid $3 for this item at the Salvation Army, so my total profit was $11.98. I've had those shorts forever. They took forever to move. Lily Pulitzer occasionally for me is a struggle, but I usually find that I have better luck with the dresses than with anything else. The sale on Mercari was a Vibram 5-finger VIS water running barefoot shoes size 7.5. They sold for $50. After Mercari's fees, I received $37.94 since I also offer free shipping on Mercari. I paid about $5 for these shoes at Goodwill, so my total profit was $32.94. This was another listing where the shoes sold in less than a day, and they appear to be popular on all platforms. And it appears that most of their stores actually think of them as like water shoes or like beach shoes, so they actually tend to price them pretty reasonably. But these are deceptively expensive retail. They cost anywhere from $80 to $120 new, so they're definitely worth picking up if you see them. The next sale was on eBay, and it was an Alberto Macaulay silk beaded animal print mermaid handkerchief halter dress in a size 10. It sold for $75. That was an offer from a watcher. So after eBay's fees, I received $62.24. I paid $15 for this dress at a Texas thrift store, so my total profit was $47.24. Alberto Macaulay is a designer label, albeit not one that's super sought out like other luxury labels, but you can still do pretty well with some of their nicer dresses. Ideally, I probably would have wanted more for this one, but of course, since it had sequins and beading, that means that some of them were not in great condition, and it did have some discoloration, so I had that, of course, reflected in the listing and also in the photos and in the price. But it did sell fairly quickly. The next day was Thursday the 29th. I only had one sale on Poshmark, and it was a J. Crew Colette black satin Italian made slingback heels size 9. They sold for $40. After Poshmark's fees, I received $32. I paid $8 for these at Goodwill, so my total profit was $24. J. Crew is a pretty safe bet when it comes to blazers and some of their outerwear, but pretty much everything else is a bit of a gamble. I don't always have great luck with their dresses, don't always have great luck with their shoes, but these I actually did purchase fairly recently, and I just thought they were super nice. I thought they looked like they could be a designer label or by Christian Louboutin, and it looks like that gamble paid off. The next day was Friday the 30th, but I'm sad to say I had no sales that day. However, on Saturday the 1st, I did have 3 sales, 2 on Poshmark and 1 on Mercari. The first sale on Poshmark was a marine layer Monet cropped cardigan in cream size small. It sold for $30, which was an offer from a liker. After Poshmark's fees, I received $24. I paid $6 for this at Goodwill, so my total profit was $18. Marine Layer is a great brand. It sells pretty consistently for me, especially the women's wear. Menswear can tend to sit a little bit, but a lot of their knits tend to do fairly well. The next item to sell on Poshmark was an Arc'teryx brown outdoors hiking belted shorts size 32. They sold for $30. After Poshmark's fees, I received $24, and I only paid $1.50 for these because they were $3 at the Salvation Army and it was a half off day. so my total profit on those was $22.50. Arc'teryx is a pretty expensive retail outdoors brand, and their pieces sell really well as well. However, this one did have some wear on it, some general fading and discoloration, and it also had a couple small spots. So that's why I was willing to let it go for a lower price. The last sale that I'm going to talk about is on Mercari, and it was a Spanx Thin Stinks 2.0 shapewear light beige tank top size large. It sold for $28. That was an offer sent to me. After Mercari's fees and the cost to ship the item, I received $18.89. I paid about $3 for this at a Salvation Army, so my total profit was $15.89. Now that we finished discussing the sales, I'm going to go over my totals and my tallies for all the platforms, first individually and then all together. So starting with Poshmark, my total revenue on Poshmark was $484. After Poshmark's fees, I received $382.20. I paid about $71 for cost of goods for the items that sold on Poshmark, so my total profit on Poshmark was $312.20. On Mercari, my total revenue was $78. After the fees associated with Mercari and the cost to ship the items, I received $56.83. I paid about $8 for the items that sold on Mercari, so my total profit on Mercari was $48.83. On eBay, my total revenue was $185. After eBay's fees, I received $152.97. I paid $27 for the items that sold on eBay, so my total profit on eBay was $125.97. And now for all of my platforms together, my total revenue was $747. After you take out the fees associated with the different platforms and the cost to ship some of the items, I received $592. My cost of goods for all items that sold this week was $106, so my total profit was $487. My sales for this week are not as high as I would like, but I am thankful for the sales I was able to obtain. Everyone's familiar with summer slowdown, where sales start to decrease a bit and you start noticing a lot more offers and offers for lower amounts. I think I only sold 2 or 3 items for my full asking price. And that's a great strategy that a lot of resellers utilize, where they will take into account that it's very likely people are going to send you an offer, so you pad your listing price a bit higher. And that way, if it does sell for full price, it's just a bonus. But you also have some room to negotiate in the event that someone wants to send you an offer, which I'm happy to give someone a deal. My personal goal is to have at least $500 in profit, and I would have reached it, especially because I had one more sale on eBay. However, it's the dreaded thing where a buyer purchases your item on eBay and they do not pay for it. I believe tomorrow will be the 4th day, so at that point I'll be canceling the sale just because the buyer never paid for it. But I'm confident that that particular item, it was another pair of the Vibram shoes, will sell very quickly, and they'll probably be in next week's video. Watch it not sell now. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to view this video, and I want to thank everyone so much for supporting this channel. I can't believe that I've reached 500 subscribers. I really appreciate you all being here. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and of course subscribe and hit the bell icon. And I hope to provide you guys with more what sold, thrift hauls, thrift with me's in the future. I'd also love to hear how your sales week is going. Did you have any great sales that you'd love to share or discuss? Please make sure to drop them in the comments below. Until next time, see ya. So, as a reseller, I like to think that I have a very finely tuned eye for quality materials, and that I'm able to sort of pick out luxury items and whatnot from a rack without even having to see the label, just from seeing the fabric and seeing the material and feeling it. And there are moments where I am definitely humbled. I saw this dress right here, and it is one of the most beautiful dresses that I've ever seen. And it did not have the brand tag on it. And it was very difficult to photograph just because it had sort of like cutout at the midriff, and it just would not hang correctly on a hanger. Otherwise, I would probably just take a Google Lens picture there and try to find out where it came from or what it is. I swear, I thought that this dress was like Love Shack Fancy, which is a really expensive retail label, just because it has a lot of the earmarks of Love Shack Fancy. It's long, it's flowy, the material drapes nicely, and it's pink and very feminine. I bought it, and I brought it home, and I put it on a mannequin, and then I was able to take a Google image, and I mean, at the very least, it wasn't Fashion Nova or Shein or Boohoo or any of those other fast fashion brands, but it was this random brand called Roses and Violet or something, and it cost $60 new. So it was not Love Shack Fancy, it was just some random fast fashion brand that I'd never heard of before. But it's a good reminder that I still have a lot to learn, and that even seasoned resellers are still prone to this. There are so many times where I see an item and I'm like, oh wow, this must be really special. And it just turns out to be Fashion Nova or a Target brand. Has that ever happened to you? I feel personally embarrassed anytime it does, but it happens. Long story short, I did actually go ahead and return it just because it didn't have the size tag, and I thought that's just another thing working against it. And this is a nightmare to try to measure just because everything kind of hands individually, and also I thought, well, if I list it, even though it's very visually striking, a lot of people are likely going to be reluctant to buy it just because it's a very obscure fast fashion brand that most people probably don't know their regular size in, and then with the measurements, and no, I didn't want to deal with that. So I did end up returning it at Goodwill and just purchasing something else. But if that's ever happened to you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Let me know I'm not alone. Thank you so much for watching again. I hope you have an incredible sales week, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then,